Hello everyone. So I've been wanting to make this video for some time, but I haven't had a chance to. But okay, to celebrate the newest updates that we're going to be getting, I want to make a fun little sciencey video on my theory on why I think Squirm is a caterpillar. Now, I know this sounds like a silly video. I mean, he looks like a caterpillar. What else is there? I mean, but considering the fact that he's considered a bookworm, not everyone thinks he's a caterpillar. But, so we're going to go over a few fun things. Now, while Squirm might not be like a regular caterpillar, like the ones that become butterflies, I have a theory that he's of course one that becomes a moth. Now, I've seen one video before explaining that bookworm caterpillars, which they are a thing, because the term bookworm isn't one insect, it's actually referring to multiple insects that eat paper. So, I've seen like one video of like how Squirm would... Brittany, why are you following me? Get away from me! Anyways, so I saw a video detailing about what Squirm would look like if he were to be a realistic bookworm, like the caterpillar types. And the moth form, I mean, I'm not to be specious here, but the moth form isn't exactly pretty. Okay, I don't know if this is like much of a theory, but more like just explain the details that I think that are very neat about Squirm, with me being a huge animal nerd and all. So, first off, I want to talk about his color design, his color palette alone, like the default skin. Now, to me, will you stop that, Brittany? Anyways, so to me, now Squirm looks like, if I were to like think about what Quelver was thinking here while designing him, like his regular color palette reminds me of that of a tomato hornworm. Now, I've raised tomato hornworms before, and they're actually very pretty. Like the caterpillars themselves. I know a lot of people tend to hate them because they eat like crops, but I think I like them. I mean, the reason why ham was so heck it, my crusty gecko could eat, but I still think they're pretty. But nevertheless, and yes, tomato hornworms. There are green ones and there are blue ones. And to be honest, Squirm reminds me of that a lot, just without like the horn on the back end of him. Now, the next part of him I'd like to discuss would be his one skin, the spring quilt. Now, I'm gonna say this right here. He reminds me of a rosy maple moth, like with the color palette and the way the quilt is like positioned. So, like, it almost looks like it's his wings. Now, I know we have a rosy maple moth flutter. Yep. I know we have her, but I'm gonna be honest. I feel like if I were to if you were to ask me who pulled off the rosy maple moth look better between Squirm and Flutter, I feel like Squirm will have done a better job because I've seen rosy maple moths before, and they are like this color, like the light pink, the light yellows, the pastel colors. For Flutter, I feel like I still like the skin; it's very pretty. But for this, I feel like Flora is trying a bit too hard here to be a rosy maple moth because rosy maple moths are not that dark pink, from what I know. And the final thing I would like to discuss about Squirm is his twisted form. Now, we notice right here that he's got, for his twisted form, he hangs upside down like a caterpillar turned into a butterfly. He's got half of a cocoon on him. And the interesting, like, the most interesting thing is the details here. I don't know if many people know this, but, hold on. Like, right here is, like, where his, like, if you were to look in actual cocoon, this is, like, actually where you could see where the wings would be of the moth or the butterfly. And I can actually show a real-life example of that. So, what I have here is a cocoon of a tomato hornworm, which was supposed to turn into a hawk moth, but for some reason, this caterpillar did not make it to attach into a moth. The reason why I do not know. So, as you can see, like right here, you can see this is where the wings are. This, like, if this moth were to hatch, like actually, if this caterpillar were able to make it to the through the moth to the moth stage, you can actually see right here. This is where the wings are. You can also see where the eyes are, and you can also see where the antennae are. Now, I know, of course, Squirm is like halfway in the cocoon, but you can definitely see where you can see if he were to have wings, you can see where they would be. I know I'm sounding a lot like a nerd. Well, that's because I am. I'm an animal nerd, but I mean the concept of insects is really fascinating to me. And I definitely feel like, and well, not, I don't feel like. I mean, Squirm has actually caught he's really interesting for a character, especially his twisted form. Like, I really love all the details, his buggy details. He's really cool.